Hey there, welcome back to Food Street. Now, in case you haven't already realized, everybody, the Chinese New Year Food Club event is around the corner, and my name is Red Knight, and I am the Food Street YouTuber. And I'm going to be talking about one aspect for the Chinese New Year event, and that happens to do with the decoration within the game. Now, in my last video, I talked about what's going to happen in the event and some of the stands. This time, it's more decoration based. So, look at this, everybody. Already, the town has been decorated with these little beautiful gateways and these wonderful little lanterns and bushes down the side. Now, the event area is not being prepared yet because we still need to wait. Now, the event doesn't start till Friday the 29th at 12 o'clock, and it will expire on Monday the 8th. So from the 29th of January to the 8th of February, everybody. So you've got plenty of time to start competing and earning those trophies. So good luck. Now, as you move around the town, you will start to notice a lot of lanterns and other kinds of decoration around the street, or at least going around your restaurant area. And I do like it, it looks quite nice. I would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit more, maybe some of the vehicles, not vehicles, but maybe dragons moving around. That could have been quite cool, I think. But let's wait and see how the Chinese New Year develops once the event starts. Maybe something different will come into the game. Or maybe for next year, instead of having the vehicles, we might see a modified version added into the game. Fingers crossed on that one though. If you do have any tips or suggestions to make it better, do comment below the video, because I will pass on any comments and suggestions to the design team, and then maybe they can incorporate this next time for you. So let's work with the games company and make this game much more fun and enjoyable. Now currently I've got 14 gold, 14 silver and 22 bronze. Now the only way to get the silver and bronze regularly within the game is through doing these food trucks, and fingers crossed they are easy ones. Now the gold vouchers you can only get through the events. Now you are going to need vouchers for some purchases, and it will depend on the item you want to get. Now, the first thing I'm going to be looking at here within the update for this event is the avatars, and we've got 5 new items, everybody. Now, the two main ones that you need to focus on are where you've got the shirt icon, and if you look there, you can see that there is a male shirt and a female shirt. Now, currently they are available for another 15 days, so you've got 15 days to purchase them. Now, at the end of those 15 days, they will vanish, and you will not be able to get them until at least the next Chinese New Year event starts, should they actually come back. But once you purchase, they stay in storage. Now, if you are going to purchase these shirts and you only have the 2 avatars, then not a problem, maybe you can have 1 of each. But if you've got 3 like myself, you're going to need to purchase 3 of these shirts. If you've got 4, you're going to need to purchase 4, and so on, unless of course you decide not to dress up your staff in Chinese New Year costume. Now, I'm going to be dressing all of my staff up and then trying to find some bottoms to actually match the top, so all of my staff will look different. Now, I do like this yellow skirt, and I think it goes nicely with the gold and red top. Okay, it's going to cost me a voucher. I don't mind. I've got plenty in the kitty, and I can always get more later. Should I give her a hat? I don't think so. She's really beautiful without it, if I do say so myself. So I kind of like this style, and I'm going to select this for one of my avatars, and she's absolutely stunning. Now, what were the other avatar items that were added? Well, they're actually not marked. Now, the reason they're not marked is because they are permanent additions to the game. So if you do check out the hair as an example, you will notice that the girl's hair has 3 new additions to it. So do mix and match the styles, everybody. Do change the facial features, do make them male, female orientated. It doesn't really matter. Be creative. Mix the styles in relation to the different countries. So like for this person I'm going to choose here, I'm going to give them the Chinese top with the Scottish kilt, because I think it goes really nicely together, and I do like the way that it actually comes out. Now, some of these items will cost you gold coins, some of these items will cost you vouchers, but hopefully you've saved up enough for this event. Now I do have 25,000 gold coins. Will that be enough to purchase all of the decorations? I wonder. We will have to wait and see. Now, not to worry, if I do use all of the coins, it's not going to kill me. I just have to build up my collection again. Now, it will mean that I will be delayed buying the machine that I want to get to actually start cooking some more food, but I've got plenty of time, and there's always the next few months to start saving up again. Now, what were the new items we're going to get for decoration? Well, most of the new items are going to be Chinese based. So you're looking at items that relate to China, will give us a little bit of a cultural aspect, and will make our game really, really interesting. So what are they? Well, first of all, we're going to get a wonderful table. In fact, we're going to get two tables. One for the event, and the other one is a Super Bowl themed one for our American friends out there who do enjoy the Super Bowl. Now, I do like both of those tables. Now, for this Chinese event, I don't really think that they both go well together inside the restaurant. However, if you did want to put the Super Bowl table outside like I ended up doing, it does actually look quite nice, especially if you kind of hide it a little bit, and it kind of blends in really, really well later, and you will see by the time that I've actually finished this video. We're also going to get some walls. We will get some bamboo fences. There's going to be some tiles. You've got double doors and single doors. You've got a beautiful Chinese column. There's a lantern stand, some red lanterns, Chinese room dividers, bamboo, a jade dragon, bamboo water feature, a monkey statue, a stone lion, a stone dragon, and the special function items will be the panda and the gazebo. Ooh. Now that was a really big challenge for me. Which one should I go for? Should I go for the panda or for the gazebo? Let's watch the video and find out, because they're both quite expensive and I do not have all of the resources, I'm afraid to say. Right, now I've done a little bit of administration, I've spoken about what's coming up as well, you've seen me dress up my staff and get them ready, and now let's just get some other things going within the game. Now my storage is a little bit limited at the moment, so I'm kind of running out of space, but not a problem. I've got enough resources to upgrade if I wanted to, or I could save them for the event and focus on upgrading the event area. I'm going to have to wait and see how it plans out, because some of the items we're going to be getting will require a lot of storage, I think. Now, just to let you know that throughout the event we are going to be getting some free items in the mystery boxes. So I do think you will like some of those items. There's going to be another lantern, and there's going to be some buckets of oranges as well. Right, now these are the Chinese New Year doors that we've got. So you've got the single door there for 230 gold coins, and a double door there for 3 bronze vouchers. Now, which one should I go for? Well, I'm not really keen on having doors inside my restaurant. Okay, I'm going to try one out to see how it looks, but I've kind of gone doorless these days, but I will get one later. You've got the beautiful red table at the top there, then you've got the Super Bowl one just below. So they are 2 new additions to the game as well. Now, to add any tables in, you're going to have to remove some of the old ones, and then you can start purchasing those, and they will cost you vouchers as well, as you've just seen there. Now, placing them out, okay, I've now got one, and I need to store another table if I want to do any more, so let's shove that back in. Now, you're noticing there that the purchase cost for those tables is 2 bronze vouchers. So my voucher total is gradually decreasing, and that's just with the purchase of some items that I would like to make my game a little bit more exciting. Now, even though I've purchased them, the event will expire, I still get to keep the ones that I've purchased. Now, if you do decide to buy these items after 15 days, I'm afraid you will be too late, everybody. You have to buy them within this time frame, or that's it. You have to wait until next time. Now I'm looking here at removing some of my inner walling just so I can add in some bamboo fences or maybe some of the walls that I've got there. Now I'm going to try some different imagery. I'm going to mix and match just to see how it lays out. So as you're watching this you may think, oh god, what's he doing here? I don't like that. That's horrible. Now at the end of the day, you're not always going to come up with the best design straight away, unless of course you're very artistically focused and you have a good eye for these things. Now for myself, I need to actually try them out. I need to put things down, see how they look, move them around, and then see if I like it or not. And then I need to say to myself, what do you think? Is that a good thing, Ricky, or not? And then basically shift it around the game. Now, I did make one slight mistake with this. I forgot to actually purchase the flooring at this moment in the game. So by the time I finish this video, the floor will not be decorated because I do actually run out of vouchers. So, oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. So I'm going to have to wait until one of my trucks comes through, gives me a bronze voucher, and then I can complete my design that I'm looking at for the moment. But am I overly happy with it? Oh god, yes. I really do like what I've ended up with by the time this game design aspect is over for me. Now here what you're noticing is that I'm just placing out some of the walls. Now they do look quite interesting. I like them a lot. The design is quite beautiful. You've got two panels here. You've got a interesting green style roof as well. Now each one of these is for 88 gold coins, so your coinage will go down every time that you actually buy one of these. Now when you're removing your old walls, please put them into storage. Don't sell them, because if you sell them, you're not really going to get the money back that you've spent previously on those items. And you never know, you may want to redecorate again at some stage in the future. So don't sell the items quite yet, unless of course you think you have too many. But personally, I think it's a better idea to keep all of the resources that you're buying in this game, because as your restaurant area expands and you start to open up other plots of land, you might want to be more creative and create themed rooms. And then it's going to be really useful having all of these items that you've picked up during these cooking events. Now for the actual cooking event, when it does start, everybody, you are going to need to achieve a couple of things to actually enter the event itself. Now for you to get your food club into one of those cook-offs to win the trophies and hopefully some vouchers or some really nice rewards at the end. So if you have a look just down at the front of my restaurant there, you'll see a beautiful gold trophy. That's one of the kind of trophies that you're aiming to get now for every event if you come in the top 3 places. Now your club needs to get 5,000 points to qualify. Now that's not just you by yourself, that's your whole club together. So depending on how many members, 5,000 points is not really that challenging. Now for you to qualify for the rewards, and this is really important. Now quite a few times some of my club members have failed to actually qualify to get the rewards. So even though we came in the top 3 and we got lots of vouchers and a trophy, they would not get them because they never qualified to actually be in that event with us. So you need to do 10 orders. Once you've done the 10 orders, you'll get a little symbol to say that you've qualified and you can now claim any rewards that your food club gets. So 2 key things you must do when the event starts: 5,000 points to enter a cook-off and then do 10 orders. Now a little suggestion you might want to think about, everybody. Some of the more competitive clubs are really fast at actually getting these 5,000 points. Now if you have a few people who are fast and a few people who are slow, you might want to take your time, so then you're not competing against these fast food clubs, because if you are, then you will struggle to stay in the top 3, and you really want to be going up against the clubs who are more relaxed and more for the enjoyment, like yourself maybe. But then again, if you like the challenge, do it quickly and then you can play off against those strong groups. Right, now my main focus here, as you're seeing, is changing the walling. Now I'm not really changing my overall design of my restaurant. I'm quite satisfied with it at the moment with the amount of space that I've got. I'm more interested in just using the same design and then just replacing the actual walls or key points as I'm playing the game. Now here's that double door that I decided to purchase. I wanted to see what it would look like at the back here, but I wasn't satisfied. It's kind of too hidden. I don't like what I've done there, so I'm going to make this a front door and put it down here by the front entrance of my restaurant. I think that's a much nicer location, and it does look a lot better. Now when you place it down, you do have the option of putting it in different positions, so you can turn that door or can turn that block, can turn those items. So make sure you do that just to put things in the right position and have them at the right angle. Now you're seeing here I'm adding one of the new tables, and at the moment, based on the floor design and the furniture, it kind of doesn't go really well. Even the fact that I've put another one of the same tables within the main part of the restaurant, and I'm now moving it around just to have a look. I'm not happy. Now, like I said, it's all about moving things around until you become satisfied. So as you watch the rest of this, you'll see kind of what I'm thinking and kind of focusing on my ideas or my suggestions. Now you don't have to copy them. I don't mind if you plagiarize my ideas, it's your choice. If you want to, mimicry is the best form of flattery, and I kind of like that. Or maybe you might want to look at Stella's restaurant. Now Stella's restaurant is the game company's restaurant, and usually it's all pre-decorated. They change it. She's of a high enough level where she can have this wonderful decoration and you get some really cool ideas. Now again, I'm looking forward to seeing how you've designed your restaurants, everybody. So get designing. Now if this is your first time to actually enter a event or to see this kind of thing within the game, and you're just new to the game, you're watching this video for the first time, welcome. Now Food Street is an awesome game. It's a restaurant game. It's focusing around you being a manager for a restaurant and you completing orders, building up your restaurant, building up your customer base, and doing some events at the same time. And we've had quite a few events and they are really enjoyable, especially when you're working with other people to try and claim some prizes. Now actually working together, I think, is a little bit of a misnomer here, because technically you're not. You're very independent, like most restaurant owners and restaurant managers and stuff. You're not really working with another restaurant. You're not really a chain. Actually no, you could be classed as a chain, but you're still independent. So think of yourself more like a franchise. You're supplied by the main company, but you have to do things yourself, and that's kind of the way the game is run, and it does work really well. The only time you can get help is through filling of your trucks or reviving of your trees or bushes, or maybe you might ask one of your club members to actually sell you some items so you can complete an order. Now within the event, they cannot help you with the main event items. Now we are going to be having quite a few crops, and there are quite a few stands this time. Now the one I'm looking for, or looking forward to seeing, is the junk boat. Now this is going to be a new change within the game. Usually the event area has all of the stands that we're going to be focusing on, but this time everybody, you need to go down to the harbour, because the harbour will have a junk boat, because boats don't come on land as such, and then you can purchase the items from the junk boat, and it's just like the fishermen, and they will sell the items, and that's going to be quite fun. Now exactly how that's going to work, I don't know yet. Maybe we're going to need some hooks, or maybe we're going to need some of the resources that we've had to use currently for the lifeboat, sorry, for the lighthouse with the junk boat. We will just have to wait and see. I have my fingers crossed it's not going to be too challenging, because I just used loads of resources to make some seaweed. Oh, and I do love seaweed, it's really delicious. Look at all these decorations, don't they look wonderful? Look at that monkey statue. Now I love those two statues here. The monkey statue and the stone lion statue really do look good. Now I've actually placed two monkeys to the front and one lion on the inside, and I'm kind of thinking, okay, should I get any more? But what I do like is that bamboo water feature. That looks really nice, and it's only 2 bronze vouchers, and I can get that now and keep it forever. But I need to clear up some space, so I'm going to have to put some of my current decoration away. Maybe move a few trees just to make it easier. Now, I don't really want to lose my hedgerows. I do like that, but I can move the inner ones back into storage. That's not going to be a problem. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, do I want to chop down that tree that's in the center there? No, I don't. I kind of like having that tree as part of the decoration. Now, at some stage I want to get rid of that broken wall piece, but you are going to need gloves for that one, and I've used all of mine at the moment, so that's going to be much later as well. But then again, I kind of like it. It looks pretty cool within my garden area. Okay, right, clearing the space. Let's move all of this out of the way, give myself something to work with. And I do like that. There it goes, everybody. Doesn't that look beautiful? Wow, so a bamboo water feature. And my penguin is there. It didn't cross over. Okay, right. Adding some other bamboo as well, just to give it a more of an Asian feel to it. Now, I do like bamboo. In fact, near my home, there are some really beautiful areas where you can find lots of bamboo, and I just wish that there were some pandas in there, but pandas are not really a native animal to Japan. I would need to pop over to China to see those. Actually, one day I would love to visit China. I've flown into one of the airports, but not really into the main country, so I need to do that. Look at that, everybody. This is the choice I had. Now, do I buy the panda? Do I buy the gazebo? Ooh, okay, now both of these are animated. Okay, the panda is like a pet, it's moving around. The gazebo actually has a fish that's floating around. Now, this is a tough challenge for me. Which one do I go for, I wonder? Now, this is what I chose. Look at it. That gazebo is absolutely stunning. I love it. I really, really do. It's awesome, and it looks really beautiful, if I do say so. Now, it's actually quite large. It's going to take up 9 squares in total for decoration. Now, if you're using other decoration, you need to turn it around, move it, you need to blend it in nicely just to see how it's going to look. And this is what I'm going to focus on now. Now, I do like what I've bought here. I do like the 2 decorations, but I want them close together. Now, what's the best way to actually blend them in? Now, I do find that actually using the bamboo is probably a good way of doing that. So you might want to consider doing something very similar to what I'm about to show you now. So using the trees and the bushes, blend it in by hiding some of the areas, move the items around just to make it so it's more comfortable for yourself. But I'm out of bronze vouchers, and I need 8 more bronze vouchers to buy my little panda. So before the event's over, I have 15 days to get that, everybody. Will I be able to do it, I wonder, or not? I really hope I can. In fact, I will be quite sad if I can't, because I do want to have many, many unusual animals, because at some stage in the future, I'm hoping to create a kind of a zoo effect near my restaurant. And to have the parrots, the panda, the penguin, I think will be quite cool. Please tell me what you've actually chosen for your decorations. So if you did decorate your restaurant and you've come up with a nice design that you like, let me know and I will come and check you out and make a video on your restaurant and add you to this playlist so everybody else can have a look at what you've done. Okay, now here you can see what I was on about by using some of the decoration to actually blend it in and give it a more nicer feel. Now I'm using the bamboo here, and it's only taking up 1 square. So that's a great thing. It doesn't kill too many squares off, and it allows you to move things around easily. But it is 350 gold coins, and that's quite expensive. Now that plum blossom does look good as well, but that's 2,800 gold coins, and I'm going to get one of those because I do like it, but where should I put it, I wonder? Now I would like to get more trees, but I do know that during the event we're going to be requiring some of the fruit trees. Now if I decorate too much, I'm going to find it more of a challenge to actually harvest my trees and grow new trees, especially if I'm going to get lots of dead ones. So as a reminder for the event, items that you're going to need from your restaurant produce are the following items. You are going to need milk, everybody. So make sure you have sufficient milk stored up and ready in production. You're going to need wheat. You're going to need apples. Yes, apples. So keep an eye out in the roadside stalls. If you see apples for sale, purchase those, because the candy box requires lotus root, sugar, and apples. Now, sugar. Okay, start saving your sugar. It's one of those items that takes a long time to produce. Now, maybe you might find that you don't want to be producing too many candy boxes, especially if the sugar takes a long time to actually grow. That, I think, is going to be the bottleneck if you have many of those orders. So basically those are the items that you are going to need from your restaurant. Everything else comes from within the game. So milk, wheat, apples, and sugar, and they are all required on the stack stall. You also need wheat on the golden wok as well for the stained fish. Now I actually can't wait to see these dishes. Looking at the information in front of me now, they do sound quite tasty. So the Chinese dumplings, tiger prawns, scallions, and soy sauce. Oh God, I would so love to eat some of that now. In fact, I went out for dinner recently with a friend. She took me to a Chinese restaurant that I'd never been to before within Kobe. It's quite popular. It's a really small restaurant, but oh wow, it was really, really good. In fact, what I'm going to do, I think, is just to add some of the photos from that food that I actually had at that place at the end of this video, so you can have a look as well. That way you can enjoy some of the Chinese dishes that I've had recently. Now, I do like Chinese food. It's quite tasty. But which is better, though? Is Japanese food better or is Chinese food better? What do you think? In fact, Asia has some really wonderful dishes. Of all of the countries that I visited in this area, it's really hard for me to say which one do I prefer the most. I like Thai food, I like Korean, I like Chinese, I like Japanese, I like Malaysian, I like food from the Philippines as well. It's really tough because they all have traditional or really nice dishes, and thankfully, even though I live in Japan, I'm living in Kobe, I can find all of the restaurants from these specific countries here as well. So it's great if I want to go out for lunch or for dinner and find something really delicious. The only thing I miss in Japan is a good English restaurant. The English pubs are kind of okay, but the food's just not quite the same. Right, now I've basically done my walls, I've got some tables down. I'm now starting to add in some of the other decorations here, just to modify the inside and make myself a little bit satisfied. I've done my garden area at the back. I'm kind of happy with the way that looks at the moment, but it's now just focusing on the inside. Now I do wish that I'd actually purchased the flooring earlier, and for me that means I'm going to have to wait, as I said. I wasn't happy with this room with the initial furniture I've got in there, so I need to get rid of everything and move it out of the way. Now I'm just going to add loads of stuff to this area. Okay, I want to purchase them first of all, just get them down there, and then afterwards decide how I want to design it. So I'm looking at the Chinese column there for 330. I've got two of those. Lantern stand, I'm going to get some of those for 180 coins. I'm going to maybe pick 3 or 4 of those, I think, in total, and then they can go at different places within my restaurant. The red lantern, I'm tempted to buy a couple of those as well, 120 coins, and I'm also going to get the yellow one at 120 coins as well. But where to place them, where to put them so they do look good. Now, actually, looking at those decorations, those lanterns are actually quite beautiful. I like them. Now, the lantern stand that you've got there, that could blend in nicely with some of the smaller walls that we actually get within the game. Now, that Chinese room divider for 1,200 coins, ooh, I like that a lot. So I will be getting one of those, I think. Now, even though I put the bamboo down earlier, let's stick that back into storage because I want to modify my design and layout. Now, like I said, it's all about shifting things around. It's all about being creative and trying new ideas. Now, I do wish that sometime we had the option to try things out, see how they go together, and then if we like it, to purchase those items. But that's not the same with many games. You actually got to purchase the items, lay them out, see what they look like, then you get a beautiful designed area. However, you've used a lot of coins. Now, this game does give you a nice approach. It lets you take something out, lets you move it around, see if you like it, and then if you do like it, you have the option of purchasing it. If you don't like it, you can just send it back into storage. And I do like that aspect about the game. It does give you a little bit more options sometimes when it comes to moving things around. Right, now, as I said about this Super Bowl table and chairs, I like it, but inside the restaurant I think is not the right place for it. So I'm sticking that one in my garden, and then I'm going to focus on having normal tables and chairs on the inside. But what should I go for, I wonder? Now, I don't have sufficient funds to purchase all of these Chinese tables. Now, what I could do is just stick with the two tables and then mix and match them with some others, or I can maybe remodel my back area here, which is what I'm going to do, and then use both tables in there. I'd like to create a little private dining area where some business people or a family or someone can come in there and just relax in privacy. And I'm going to use the columns and the divider as a way of giving them privacy, and I think that's going to look pretty good by the time I finish this, or at least that's the idea I've got in my mind at the moment. So let's just keep shifting things around until I'm fully comfortable. Looks a bit bare, doesn't it? I must admit, having those checks on the floor doesn't make it easier. I really need to change my flooring soon. I actually kind of like the new flooring. I think it looks really interesting. Of all of the decoration that we've been given at the moment within the game, what's your favourite item? Have you fallen in love with the panda? Did you get the gazebo like myself? Have you fallen in love with the monkey statues? You've got them everywhere. Or did you go for the lion statue? In fact, why don't you check out my restaurant and have a look at it in more detail later. Now, I'm going to use the photo option later just to zoom out so you get the overall effect. But if you are my friend and you want to see what some of the decoration looks like before you purchase it, head on over to my restaurant, zoom out, and then look at the decoration in more detail. Or as I said, head on over to Stella's, because Stella's usually has all of this decoration. And her restaurant usually looks pretty good. In fact, it looks absolutely beautiful, if I do say so. I'm looking at it now, and she's done a really nice blend with the barbecue area, with the mini sauna and the jade dragon. Nice blend of the bamboo with the doors as well. It's good. She's got a panda in the garden. There's a fish in her pool by the gazebo. Very, very nice. And the panda does look cute. There he is, just walking around, swaying from left to right. What's your name of your panda? What name are you going to give him, I wonder? I must admit, I do like it. 2 gazebos. Oh my God, you've got a fortune. So that looks absolutely wonderful. Now I'm looking at where she's put the flooring down in her Chinese area. She's used some Ming vases as well, and it does look good. Ooh, that's a novel idea. I kind of like that. Within the same room, she's got one of the machines that looks like it's cooking dumplings as well. So Chinese food there. Pussycat's in the corner, nice Ming vase. She's got a cheese pagoda in there and a chocolate ice cream making machine in there as well. Oh, pancakes, I think that is. Ooh, that's nice. And two aquariums. Wow, I so need to buy myself an aquarium. I want to get one of those. So Stella's Cafe looks wonderful. Everyone, check it out. You can get some really good ideas both from that one and from my restaurant if you like to. Now remember, you don't have to have all of the floor decorated. You can mix and match the flooring, everybody. You've got different choices in designs, and at the end of the day, it's down to what you decide you would like to do. Now I'm thinking here, what should I do? I need to put my tables back. I've done my little area in the back corner. I'm quite satisfied with the two tables. I'm not too satisfied with that centerpiece at the back with the lamp. I think something better needs to go there. So I'm going to go into my resources later, see what else there is that I haven't purchased and maybe that would go well with this design. In fact, what I chose is the Ming vase. I kind of like what I saw when I looked at Stella's picture, and I think that goes nicely. Now, what I did decide to do though was to use the bamboo inside the restaurant, and I was really satisfied, and I still am satisfied with my final design there. I like the fact that I've kind of partitioned off my tables as I'm doing or about to do now, and using the bamboo as a kind of like closed off area. It gives that little bit more privacy kind of feel, and it makes it more interesting, especially once I've removed the two black windows, which I think clash really badly with the walling. And I've then taken away that inner fence as well, and I put some more bamboo within the garden to blend in, and it does look good. Now, picture what you're looking at in a moment, and then basically jump forward a little bit later and see what I've done as well. I think you'll prefer my new design. It does go much nicer, if I do say so myself. I love being creative, it's good fun. It's a bit challenging sometimes, but it's still good fun. Now, in case you haven't already done so, everybody, do join some of the Facebook groups that are out there. If you just search for Food Street, you can search for Food Street with my game name Red Knight. You can find my group, but there are many Facebook groups out there. There are some that are English only speakers. There's one from Holland. There's another one from Germany. So do join those groups if you would like to. Interact with people. Get your restaurant up to level 18. Join Aid Food Club, and then you can participate in this event with us. And then once you join this event with us, you get to have a lot of fun as well. And we all know that fun is important. Yeah, still moving around, still not 100% satisfied, but keep at it until I do become really happy. Mingvei's one silver voucher, not going to be a problem, I think, for that one. My coins are going down, so oh my goodness, I'm going to run out of money very soon. The shock. Yeah, put those windows away. I don't want those windows. They clash really badly. I love those decorations. They're so awesome. I wonder if anybody's going to focus on the Super Bowl tables, let me know, because I would love to see how sporty you've become within your restaurant design. Did you go for something really interesting? Let me know. It would be interesting to see. Yep, that centerpiece is disappearing now. Get that bamboo out, just angle it, then take that wall piece away, I think, from inside as well, and move that elsewhere. Yeah, it doesn't look quite right with that wall piece there. After removing the windows, the fill is not good enough. Now, I was umming and ahhing. Should I completely replace the wooden walls with bamboo? Now, that was a difficult thought to think about here. Now, in the end, I've decided not to. I'm going to keep that area basically the way it is, with the flooring and the fence posts. But what I will do is to put more bamboo outside, and basically remove the inner walling stroke wall and give it a really different feel, basically making it more open plan. So imagine that you are in a garden, for example here in Japan. You might be sitting inside eating, you're on the tatami mat, there's no window there because it's open and you're just looking straight out onto the garden. And that's the kind of feel that I was hoping to get with this area of the restaurant. And if I do say so, I'm quite satisfied. Now, initially, when I looked at the bamboo, I thought, okay, maybe I can separate it like this. Uh, but I really didn't like it. It looked awful. As you can see, like it just does not look right. It looks like the place has been abandoned, and there's plants growing straight up out of the floor. Yuck. That wasn't a good idea. So I would strongly recommend don't copy that initial plan that you're seeing there. Focus more on the way I modify and change it. And it's much better. I actually wish I could open up my land a little bit more, but my next land expansion I need 20,000 gold coins. Now I've got the deeds and the marker stakes, that's not a problem. But as you can probably guess, after purchasing all of this decoration, my resources are really low. Look at that, 89 gold coins everybody. So I do think I'm going to run out of money very soon. So I've gone from having lots of silver golds and bronze and lots of gold coins, and I've gone down to still lots of gold and silver, but zero bronze and almost no coins. Thankfully though, I can start producing some more orders, get my customers turned around, and get some more gold coins back into the kitty. But the main thing I want to get is 8 more bronze vouchers because I want my little panda. Now, I need to choose a name for my panda. Now, here in Japan, when we have pandas at the zoos, they often ask the public to choose some names. Now, I must admit the process for choosing these names is very old-fashioned and long-winded, but some of the names they've chosen have been quite cute. Still can't wait to see the panda called Ricky, though. That would be awesome. So what's the name of the panda? Oh, his name's Ricky. Yeah, I'd be so pleased about that. Now, if you have run out of money, you're going to get a little pop-up message that will ask you, do you wish to purchase any? You have the choice of saying yes or no. If you do decide to say yes, please remember it will cost you money in real life. So any purchases you make for gems or for coins, they will require real cash to do so. Now, it's up to you if you would like to do that. For myself, I tend to rely on what I get in the game. I rarely buy gems or coins or other resources for real money. If I tried to, my wife would kill me. The fact that I sometimes spend money purchasing the games, she doesn't mind, but in games, no, doesn't like that one. For those of you who are new to Food Street, how are you liking it at the moment? Do you have any requests or tips or suggestions or ideas you'd like to see added to the game? Do comment below as well. It's always interesting to read what other people think. Now I'm getting very close to my final design there. I do like the way it's looking now at the moment. I'm really pleased with everything. So I don't think I'm going to be changing much more here at all. I like my gazebo area. That does look really good. No, I need to remove some of those path pieces. Now, previous design they went well together, but now not so good. So I just need to tick those, tap on each box or stretch it, and that will cover them all over. But tapping on each box is much faster. And doesn't that look better now? Yes. Okay. So now I don't have any of the path pieces under my gazebo or under the path, blocking it, making it look terrible. That looks much nicer. However, though, I could put some pieces back. I think one more square back there would go really well. Yes, that looks good. I like that. What do you think, everybody? Do you like it? Nice little single red tree there with a nice little red bridge and a red gazebo in the background with the red apple trees and coffee bushes behind it as well. A good contrast. Beautiful design on the inside with the tables, nice little private area for Chinese customers, leading out to an open plan garden area where you've got a nice Super Bowl table. I'm really satisfied with that, everyone. I do like that design a lot. Couple more tweaks to add in, I think, just to make it more beneficial. Maybe get rid of that fence post that's sticking out there, take away that lamp, and then I'm done and dusted. I'm happy with my overall design. Okay, right, now as you've seen here, you've been watching me mess around, redesign, relay out my restaurant. Now, it does take a bit of time. So in total, for me to do all of this, it's taken me about 45 to 46 minutes, roughly. Now, depending on the size of your restaurant, depends on how much time it's going to take you. So smaller the restaurant, maybe the faster it is. But you don't have to change everything. You can pick and choose areas. Check out Stella's as an example. She hasn't done the whole restaurant, just some key areas. The choice is yours. Now, I like to modify the whole of the walls and then just focus on a couple of key areas. So I've done 3 main parts here. Now, my next action is to start working towards building up my coinage again and getting some more bronze vouchers. Now, I will see you all in the event when it starts, and I hope you've liked what I've done here. Remember, you're going to need coins and vouchers to do many of these things here, and probably gems as well. Once you've done it, do take a photo using the photo mode like this, and then share it on Twitter and on Instagram. Now, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, so do follow me, do subscribe. You can also find me on the forum as well. Enjoy my dinner photos you're about to look at in a moment after my actual links, but I will see you all in the game much later. So enjoy Food Street and good luck with the event, everybody. Goodbye, all.